Hello, welcome back to another video with Amualani. It's been about a week since I've done any recording. I have played on my other account, so I have learned a bit more of the season. So I think now I'll be looking more for the blue or the purple carries, trying to get to know those characters a little bit better. Alrighty. Back to another carousel. Honestly, try to get this Need to See Large Rod. Need to See Large Rods, BF Swords, Recurve Bows. Those are really the three, and Tiers. Those are kind of the four that are... Those are harder to get. Those are what everybody wants. Alright. And... Oh, I do like this little bubblegum dango. It's so cute. And Control 1 for the fish. Control 2 for... I'm not sure what that was. And then Control 3 for a little dance. And again, you can do the Control 1, 2, 3 for all of these little legends. They all do something different. Even at the 1, 2, and 3-star versions, what they do will be different. Alright. Let's grab Enlightened. For now. Not sure what we're going with long term. But Yasuo here is a duelist, and so I picked up the Enlightened Duelist, giving me the 2-piece duelist buff here on the left. And Yone is Exile. Ooh, this green item is very nice. It's called Nico's Help. Oh, 2-piece fort. Okay. We will be going Fortune, it looks like. Nice. The only way to get this 6-piece Fortune, I'm going to go ahead and scroll over it. So Fortune, a winning combat against a player will give bonus orbs. The longer you've gone without an orb, the bigger the payout. If you get the 6-piece, wins give an extra bonus orb with rare loot. You can kind of get extra items, so you can actually get a lot more gear on your guys. It may or may not be kind of hard to pull off here. I'm not seeing a whole lot of Fortune. So the only way to get the 6-piece is if you actually get your chosen champion with the extra trait being on the Fortune. So that's the only way to do it. Now, with this one, there are 2 blues. Both can be a good carry. And I'm not... I think, you know, which one is the carry kind of depends on which items we get and, you know, who we get later. Alright, so let's go ahead and read Tahm Kench here. We're not going to build around him. He is not going to be our carry. But, so he takes 25 reduced damage from all sources. That number is affected by... It's the purple, so it's affected by... You know... Grab the extra brawler. So it's affected by anything that gives spell power. So the needlessly large rods, also some of these buffs here on the left can give spell power. Can make that number go up. And early on, Tahm Kench is really good. He like all of the whites tend to drop off late game. At which point you really need a blue or a purple to carry the rest of your game. So when I talk about a carry, that's what I mean is Over here on the right, if you click on the double swords, you can see who's doing all the damage. The carry is typically one who you want them to survive. So if they don't survive naturally, you need to give them items that will help them survive. But they're going to kind of do all your damage. And Yasuo's doing a good job. And either way, I think I'm going to do that. Because either carry, that's a good item on them. Alright, give Tahm Kench the Brawler buff. For now, we're not going to keep the Brawler buff, but for now it gives him 400 health bonus. And since he's taking reduced damage from all sources, that's just kind of an all-around good item for him. Or good bonus for him. And Yasuo is going to help us not lose a whole bunch of health here early on, which is good. As we're saving up to 50 gold, we don't want to just drop. I'm going to go back to the people here. You can click back and forth. The people shows you the people over here and like kind of your status, how you're doing. You're always going to be this. You're going to be bigger with this yellow buff or the yellow ring. Everybody else will have the red ring, and their pictures will be smaller. So it's quite noticeable, and it's very easy to spot where you are. All right, nice. I do like getting those quick loaves. All right. The carousel picks are, again, the people who are in last place, who are at the bottom because they have the lowest health. They're the ones who get to pick first, and since we haven't lost any health yet, we were at the top. That's why we picked last. You know what? We're just going to get rid of that, and we're going to go ahead and put another Tahm Kench in. I'm not going to grab any more Yasuo's, just because we're not keeping him. And the point here is to save gold. We want to get up to 50 gold. That is typically what I like to do, is get up to 50 gold before I really start re-rolling or dumping into experience. And that's where you can spend your gold. The reason why I like to get up to 50 gold here in the middle, if you scroll over your gold, you can kind of see where and what you're getting gold from. You know what? I will grab him. And I know that gets rid of our duelist buff. That's okay. I wanted to stay above 30 gold. So you can scroll over your gold to see what you're getting gold from. It tells you your total income for this next round. Mine is going to be 10. I'm getting 5 from passive income. That's just what everybody gets for the round. And early on, the passive income is a lot smaller, and then it grows to this 5 gold per round. Now, the interest is you get 1 per every 10 gold that you have. That's what these little gold things on the left denote. You get 1 of those for every 10 gold you have. I'm at 30, so I have 3. Once I get up to 5, all 5 of those will be filled. And you can see on the right here, my opponent, you can see they're between 20 and 30. They don't have 30 yet. They only have 2 of the gold orbs, so they're only going to get 2 from that interest. And I like to get up to 5, and I like to stay there. The earlier you get up to 5, the more gold you get overall for the entire game. Alright, now I will go ahead and grab the Brawler, giving us the Brawler buff. And I know that took away Yasuo's exile buff. He didn't get it this time, but that's okay. I like to have everybody around this Krug that's solo on the right. That way he dies faster. The other Krugs, they heal back up to full. So you want one of them to die kind of fast. And nice, get back up to 40 gold before the end of the round. And I'll explain why I'm grabbing pikes here in a second. And now we're at 50 gold. I'll go ahead and just dump 4 into experience right now. So I always, going into that Krug round, you get 2 passive experience per round every round. And going into that Krug round, you're just 4 experience away from level 5, so I always dump 4 gold into experience, giving me 5 on the board for the Krugs. It's very important that the Krugs die, so that is something I do, is make sure that they die. Alright. Now there is somebody else going for the Brawlers, and that's okay. We're only really going for 1 Brawler, so we're not going to keep the Brawler buff. Over here on the right, you'll see our picture is now on fire. It is because we have the 5+ win streak. That's what happens, is you're on fire. Your little legend also grows when you're on fire, so now my little legend is quite a lot bigger, and I'll go stand next to this other little legend so you can kind of see like the size difference. When you're on fire, you're quite a bit bigger. Alright, and nice. Go Tahm Kench. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of re-rolling here. See if we can't get ourselves some more Tahm Kenches. I'm also looking for anything that says Fortune, so I'm looking for Tahm Kench or Fortune. Cultist, and there's nice. We don't typically get her this early. Alright. So, now the reason that I grabbed Pike is to get an assassin buff for one of the Fortune is Katarina, and she's an assassin. So Pike gives us the assassin buff. This here, this Fortune Sejuani that I just picked up, she's a Vanguard. There is also a Cultist Vanguard, which I'll pick up, and there's a Cultist Sharpshooter, which will give us the Sharpshooter buff for the other blue. So we'll have the 2-piece buffs for our blue, or our 2 blues and our purple, and between the 3 it'll be Cultist, so we'll also get the 3-piece Cultist buff. And that's just kind of the build that I like to go for. And there we go. There's Fortune. And we'll do just this is the last round of re-rolling, and then we're going to go for experience. Okay. You know what? There we go. And giving us the assassin buff. And we'll get, you know what? We'll just go Fortune. So now we've got the actual okay. We'll swap. We'll get Silas back in there for the Brawler buff for Tahm Kench. Okay. Oh, he's got the Vigor buff going. That's going to be a little tough. Alright, that was... I don't know if that was our first loss or not. I wasn't paying that close attention, to be honest. We are still picking last. So I'm not really going to speculate on what's going to be available here. We don't really need the spatula. We can't make a fortune, so the spatula is not really something that we're going to go for. Alright. Yeah, I think we will grab the Vigor. Just do a little denial. Oh, he didn't eat the Vigor, but that's okay. Oh, he is also going Fortune, it looks like. He's got the Annie. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and dump a little into experience here, and we'll just get the Brawler brawler buff back out there and going. Now we could give Tahm Kench red buff. It's not something that I typically do. He's a slow attacker, but he just has a passive, so he's never casting. He's doing nothing but attacking, and it will give him a little bit of armor, a little bit of health. So it's a possibility. But we can also save red buff for sharpshooter, which I think we're going to do. We do need to get something on Tahm Kench, item-wise. And we'll go ahead and dump a little into experience here. I'm going to go ahead and check my damage, see how I'm doing. Alright, Tahm Kench is up there. Yasuo is still doing quite a lot of damage, so we're not going to sell him just yet. Oh, nice. We'll do Warwick over Sylas for the brawler buff, and we'll go ahead and grab Cultist. And those were those Fortune Loot Orbs that I just grabbed, so I will grab Jinx as well. We'll go ahead and give Warwick red buff. We're not keeping Warwick, but I'll go ahead and right-click on him back here, so just so that you can read him. So he gains 175% attack speed, 50% lifesteal, and moves faster for the rest of combat. While in this state, if he scores a takedown, he howls, stunning all adjacent enemies for 1.5 seconds. Alright, and that's a pretty typical build that we see on Aphelios there. Okay. And the wolves will typically jump to your back line. So if you're running sharpshooters or hunters, something like that, typically you want to kind of move them and stick somebody beefy up front. But the assassins jump to the back line, and so the wolves will go to my beefy guys anyway. Okay. Now I'm wanting to get up to 7 here before really doing a whole lot of rerolling. Since a lot of the rest of my build is blue or purple, I want to get up to where these, oh nice, fortune. I want to get up to where those numbers are a little better. And nice. Give her, we'll do Ludens. Alright, so we're still not sure whether it's going to be Katarina or Jinx here, so I'll go ahead and raid Jinx. She fires a rocket, stunning her target for 1.5 seconds and dealing 200 magic damage to her target and all adjacent enemies. And then Sharpshooter, their attacks and spells ricochet to nearby enemies, dealing reduced damage. Okay, now I'm going to do a little re-rolling. Again, I'm looking for fortune. Very nice. And here is our last cultist. Which actually, you know what? Go ahead and sell him now and get... Oh no, we don't have the 3-piece cultist yet. We still need somebody. And who are we missing fortune-wise? I think we have them all. Yeah, so we just have Annie on the backboard. So actually, we're going to stick Annie back in there, giving us the 6-piece fortune buff. you know, we're not keeping Warwick, so we'll go ahead and just sell him. And we'll get Annie back in there. Alright. Go ahead and dump into experience here. So now we have the 6-piece fortune buff. And if the buff turns kind of white like that, it indicates a really good buff, and these buffs are kind of hard to get. You either have to get a champion that has the trait, or you have to get spatula items to get those buffs. There we go, very nice. I'm going to go ahead and look and see. Go back to people, see where we're at. So we're going to pick second to last. I'm going for, there's a specific item I would like to get on Katarina, and we'll see if we get lucky and get it. We'll go ahead and read Katarina here next. Give me a second here. And actually, you know what? We'll go ahead, try to get up to 8 here. Their basic attacks can't miss. You know what? We do have all those recurve bows. Those are really good for Jhin. Which we'll go ahead and read him. So Jhin just has a passive, so he does nothing but auto attack. He doesn't cast. He always attacks 0.85 times per second. He converts each 1% of bonus attack speed into 0.8 attack damage. So recurve bows are good on him. Alright. So one more level here, and then I think we're going to do a lot of rerolling because we still have a lot of bronzes on the board. By bronze, I'm referring to the color of the triangle next to their name. If they are just 1-star, they are bronzes. If they're 2-star, they're silver. If they're 3-star, they are gold. And you can see Tahm Kenchir is gold. He's got the gold next to his nameplate, and Pyke here is silver. Okay, so, and then do a little re-rolling, and there's Aatrox. All right, so now we get the cultist. And now we also have 2-piece sharpshooter, 2-piece assassin, 2-piece vanguard. So we've got all of our extra bonuses. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and read... Oh, and there's a Sejuani as well. Katarina here. So she channels for 2.5 seconds, throwing knives at 4 nearby enemies, dealing 600 magic damage over the duration, and reducing healing by 50% to her targets for 5 seconds. And then she gets the assassin buff. So innate at the start of combat, assassins leap to the enemy backline. Assassins gain bonus critical strike damage and chance, and their spells can critically strike. That's why I didn't go with her spells can crit item on her, because her spells can already critical strike. So at 2-piece, it's just 30%. And nice, there's a Sejuani and a Katarina. Very nice. And get us back over. Do a little re-rolling here. Oh, and I think, yeah, that's a Kayn. We're not keeping Kayn. Alright. And nice, that puts us at 50 gold. Okay. So we will go ahead and we'll do a chain vest on Sejuani. We'll also do Frozen Heart. And we're going to stick good old Aatrox here in the back. Do a little re-rolling. There's a Katarina. I could re-roll one more time, but I wouldn't have the gold to buy anything if I want to stay above 50 gold. Okay, so that's a little busted. Alright, so we might be changing things up here. There we go. Do a little re-rolling down here. I'll explain why I was changing things up here in just a second. Okay, very nice. So I was changing things up, so because it seems like kind of some of the gnarly stuff is happening in this back right corner, so that's where I want my assassins going, is there first. So I was changing some things up. And we are dropping like rocks here. Okay, there's Aatrox. There's Annie. So now Aatrox is the only one who isn't silver yet. We will grab him. One more. Okay. So now that, now that we are 8, we are going to be looking to get another gold. Okay, they've got the, I think, 6-piece cultist. The item we were hoping for on Katarina we didn't get. Alright, now we're into full items and we get to pick first, and I'm not seeing the item that we really want. Dang it. So you know what, we're going to go with this. And nice, there's our silver Aatrox. So we'll go ahead and we'll put that on Tahm Kench since he is surviving a bit. Give him a little extra hit points. Alright, so now we're going to go explain the items that we do have on Katarina. So her spells heal her for 33% of the damage dealt. Excess healing fuels a shield that protects the holder against up to 400 damage. So because her, healing her for 33% of that is, her spell does a lot, so that's a really good spell on her. And then the other one is Luden's. When the holder casts their spell, the first target hit is dealt magic damage, and up to 3 nearby enemies are also dealt magic damage, so it's just a splash damage. She is just not surviving. That's what I wanted to get on her, is that item there that resurrects. Alright. I'm not really focused on getting up to level 9. I'm focused more on... Oh, nice. Go ahead and do Giant Slayer on Jinx. that is something that will bounce, and we're going to go ahead and keep re-rolling here. So really, I'm looking for the keyword fortune. I'm also starting to actually kind of recognize some of the champs, so I'm looking for just specific champs. Warwick Aurelia. Okay, Atro. Ooh, I'm going to lock that. So this lock feature is available if you don't want your cards here to roll over in the next round. You just lock it and it'll save it. So I'll have the gold next round to actually buy these guys. So this Nico's Promise, you place on a champion to create a 1-star copy of them. It helps you get to a gold something, which is neat. And we've had 2 of those this round. And ooh, to help them cast, which I think honestly we're gonna put that on. We're gonna put that on Aatrox. So that restores 5 mana on hit. Since he's got 150 mana to cast his spell, that's just a good little something for him to have. Okay, do a little reroll in here. Yeah, nice. Grab the Aatrox. And we will go ahead and do that. So that item, what it does, when combat begins, the wearer and all allies within 1 hex on the same row gains 30 spell power. So that just gives both Cat and Jin some more spell power, is what that does. Okay, and I'm re-rolling. And I'll re-roll one more time. I can always lock. Nothing, okay. Ooh, ouch. Oh, it's the Shades, the Assassins. Ah, shucks. Too bad we weren't able to get a... Had we gotten a 3-star of Aatrox or Katarina, that would have been GG. Thanks for watching. This is another video with Amualani. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like button. Also, please subscribe if you like what I'm producing. We'll see you next time.